said, hey, can I borrow
Good.
a
Angles look good.
It's not going to get any better for me no matter what angle it's at.
No, you're beautiful no matter what angle I put you at. No, I don't have my keys on me. Okay, great. I was going to say that would be a really annoying jingling sound. No.
To run.
Yeah, we're going to that's what we're going to do this episode is we're going to shotgun beers at 11 a.m. on a Tuesday. It's going to be great.
I actually have never shotgunned a beer.
If this TikTok gets
If this TikTok gets 4 likes, I
Yeah.
will shotgun a beer on the next episode.
I will just pay you to shotgun a beer on the next episode.
Well, we can just do it.
Yeah, we can just I'll shotgun a beer.
Well, it won't be the next one. It'll be like at least 2 from now.
2 to 3 episodes.
Yeah.
When we do our beach episode, we'll shotgun beers.
Oh yeah, we could
that'd
do.
be fun.
That'd be fun. We'll take the day off in the summer and
Yeah.
film, and then shotgun beers on the Half Moon Lake.
Half Moon Lake, and we'll recreate the Rose DeWitt Bucator.
Oh yeah, we could do like a whole photo shoot that day too.
Be a lot of fun. Well, welcome to Small Town Big Gays, where we 2 large homosexuals talk loosely about what it's like to be queer in a small town. I think we might rename the podcast to be The Sex Lives of Huge Homos.
Hmm.
Could be fun.
Yeah. I don't know why you used the word loosely and looked at me when you said that.
I didn't look at. Did I look at you? I'm Chance.
I'm Travis.
How are you?
I'm really good actually today.
Good.
Yeah. How are you?
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeling good?
Feeling good. It's been 60 degrees out. It's fantastic.
Yeah. I think the weather's shifting, so the moods are shifting for people.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's a good time to be alive.
It's a great time to be alive when it's 60 in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Sunshine. God, it's all I needed. I didn't realize how seasonally depressed I was. I had a meeting yesterday at work, and I said something about, it was a rough winter. And the person I was meeting with, like, yeah, we were all a little worried about you. I put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, I appreciate that. And I mean this when I say it. You should have been.
Oh. Love that.
But, yeah.
And then they fired you?
And then they fired me.
Mhm.
Thank God. Begging for it. Right up top, gay news. Gonna put a sound effect right there. Welcome to Gay News. I'm Chance Smith. Our top story: historic gay bar This Is It, known locally as Tits in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, closed suddenly and tragically over the weekend, citing a rough post-COVID recovery and an extended period of street construction that has hindered businesses across the area.
You're doing so good there.
I practiced in the car.
That's really sad.
I had a second part. What was it?
Take your time.
The bar, owned partially by world-famous drag queen Trixie Mattel, is the oldest in the state of Wisconsin and would have celebrated its 57th birthday this June. And we now go to our fashion correspondent, Travis Gorell, with the weather. Travis?
Hi.
Hey.
It's a lovely 60 degrees outside.
Oh, it's more like 42, but whatever.
Okay, well, I can say
You
whatever I
really-
want because weathermen don't have to be accurate.
Well, you're also the fashion correspondent doing the weather for some reason.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lovely 42 degrees outside, and there's a 50% chance of rain.
Pretty blue sky for a 50% chance of rain.
Well, 50-50. You never know what you're going to
You
get.
never know. I just wanted to talk about that a little bit because it is very sudden and very tragic.
Yeah. It's interesting. Well, let's just get your opinions on it first. What are your thoughts? And
Well, I don't want to.
as someone in the industry, I feel like you have more insight too.
It is true that bar business post-COVID, speaking from experience, we got like a bump in the year post-COVID, and that's since weighing down in addition to like inflation and all the bullshit. So that's, fair. And then also it's just been rough for gay bars in the last 20 years. Basically, since the apps were created, you no longer need to go to a queer specific space to find queer people. And so gay bars have been on the decline all across the country. And then especially right now with everything going on with the federal government, it's worth repeating again as we do often, that now is the time to like go and support queer businesses, support queer friendly businesses, go to drag shows, support queer artists, do all that stuff, because in addition to just bar business in general hurting right now, gay bars specifically have been hurting for a while, and it doesn't help that the kids don't drink as much anymore. We can't. I was talking with someone, and about things we can blame on COVID, and they were like, "Well, we don't want to blame everything on COVID, but we can blame quite a bit on COVID." I think one of the things is, especially younger people who were like coming to adult age during quarantine, got very used to like, social interaction bad. And so now that social interaction isn't bad, I mean, COVID's still a thing, but now that we're kind of out of quarantine, they still haven't like started to go out, and socialize as much. They're more insular with like their little friend groups, which is fine, but bad for hospitality.
Autism is at an all-time high.
Autism is at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
That's why people aren't going out as much.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yep.
I mean, you're not wrong.
No, yeah, I think it's obviously really sad. I actually have only ever been there one time, and it was not on a show night, so there was people there. It wasn't that busy though. Which is like I'm friends with the owner on one of the owners on Facebook, like the main owner, I guess. I don't know how the like ownership went, but I would assume the main owner in charge of most of the day-to-day operations, not just an investor, had said that like, yeah, sure, on the Fridays and Saturdays when drag shows were happening, it was busy, but the rest of the week it was not.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It can be hard to like, I mean, people just don't go out during the week as much anymore.
We're especially like, again, post-COVID, bar business is especially an event economy now. Like if you're not doing events, people just aren't coming out. You have to give them a reason to go out now, versus back in the day where people just went out on a Friday, Saturday, and went out on weekdays too.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so tough because I know a lot of people have like chimed in and are like, well, why didn't Trixie save it? Or why hasn't she said anything? And I mean, fair. I mean, people want to know what's going on and whatever. And she's a public figure. So I could see their desire to know. But I mean, at the end of the day, she doesn't owe an explanation to anyone. Yeah. One, so who cares? But two, I am curious of like what maybe happened there. And the owner also had kind of like chimed in of like, of course she probably could have just pumped some more money into it, but like, is it really it's just like putting a Band-Aid on a wound, you know? Like, sure, it's gonna maybe fix the problem for another 6 months, but if you're still not being busy.
Yeah, if you're still bleeding money.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what I hear from that area of Milwaukee specifically is just it's been like 2 years of ongoing street construction. Everywhere in that area is hurting.
Yeah.
Right now. So yeah, it sucks. It's sad. I hope something changes, but
Yeah, it is what it is, you know. Get out there and support these places and quit bitching online about it. I'm tired of it.
Oh, if you don't want just drag, tell people what you want.
Yeah, and like also, the thing, I don't know, this could be a controversial opinion because we did a lot of events for Pride here in town last year, because in years past, it's just been like a drag show or two, or whatever. And that's kind of really about it. And then Pride in the park. So we were like, well, let's just create a bunch of events. And granted, most of them were drag events. But at the same point, like, you have to realize that these places need to make money and marketable and come to things. And drag right now is a very marketable, selling thing. Yes, do we want to have leather and puppy nights? Do we want to have fetish nights? Yes, and we can have that to an extent, but like when you have those, and I can only speak to our town, our specific community, is like, I know those people are here and we have them, but they're not coming out in forces to sell out a bar. Like when there's 10 people coming, sorry, that's not paying the bills.
There's like, because again, it comes back to like being in a small town, and Eau Claire is not a small town. Eau Claire is a small town, especially in gay terms. Like, we can't sustain having a monthly leather party because there's 10 guys in town that are into leather.
Right.
Trust me, I know, because I'm one of them. And, you know, they're not, you can't pack a bar with that kind of thing. So,
yeah. So we have to think of like what's marketable. And like, if you want those types of things, then like quit bitching about it online and do something about it. Oh my God. People love to just bitch about everything. Like, I mean, you could just do everything correct and someone will find
there's always something wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm learning as a people pleaser due to childhood trauma in my butt. I am learning to try and let go of more of that, of like not pleasing everyone, realizing that that's okay and just let them say what they need to say to make themselves feel better and just keep doing what I'm doing and trudging in the trenches. And
if they ain't paying your bills, pay them bitches no mind.
It's true. It's true. It's hard. It's hard to do though.
Yeah.
You know,
much
even like
easier said than done.
When we get comments on Facebook and stuff that are just so outlandish about shit, it's still like not fun to like feel like you hurt someone's feelings or offended them or whatever. And but I mean, just a bunch of whiny fat bitches.
Yeah. I mean, even when stuff like that happens to me and I know I'm in the right, it's still like, well, I don't like that you posted on the internet about that, but
yeah.
Anywho,
I wanted to talk about, well, I just got back from a trip and I'm getting ready to go on another trip here. So I wanted to talk about just like the experiences of being in a bigger city as a queer person, because I feel like we all do like love to go to the bigger city for that, for the experiences and just like the different access to things. And so, yeah, I have a couple good stories from my trip. It is really nice to get on the applications and not see the same 30 people.
Yeah.
You know, your good old reliables are going to always be there, but it's like nice to be the fresh meat in a big,
isn't it great?
Butcher shop.
I love it.
Yeah. I spent a good amount of time on my phone. I actually was in Milwaukee and then into Chicago. Very lovely time was had. So for those who are listening and may potentially be Real Housewives fans, my friend and I are big Housewives fans. And so this last season of Salt Lake City, they did a trip to Milwaukee and they actually went to This Is It as part of that trip. And so my friend and I basically just like redid their trip and went to all the places they went. So we went to the National Bobblehead Museum. Have you ever been?
No, I have not been.
You should check it out. There's over 10,000 bobbleheads in there.
It's a lot of bobbleheads.
Yeah. And you can do like a little scavenger hunt and win prizes.
Well, that's fun.
Yeah, it's corny, but it's cute to do. It's $5.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things.
So we did that. And then we went to the Harley Davidson Museum.
I have been. My dad used to work there.
Oh,
and
cool.
my brother used to work there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sat on some hogs.
No, yeah, I saw a picture. It was a big hog.
Yeah, so that was fun. We went to the plant place. I forget what it's called.
The domes?
Yeah, the domes.
Yeah.
It has a different
Mitchell Park domes or something.
Yeah,
like
something
that,
like that. We did that. What else did we do? We did so much stuff. We went and see one of our friends that did a Zumba class because I was also trying to maintain doing some form of exercise while I was gone, which I did, and I did a great job.
What is Zumba?
So it's like dancing, basically. It's like workout dancing.
Hell yeah.
And our instructor was actually a drag performer that was just in town for our big Fireball show a few weeks ago.
Oh, who was it?
Satara.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So Callie and I were the only white people in the room, and it was a Latin-based class. And
love that.
We were definitely because Callie's like 6'1", so she's not a small lady either. So we were definitely the big giants in the back of the classroom, whiteys trying to keep up. But you know what? I held my frickin' own. I'm pretty proud of myself.
I
almost died several times, but it's
sure.
a lot. If you've never done Zumba, you should try it.
I've been thinking a lot about dance as exercise lately, so believe it or not.
It's fun. Yeah, it was enjoyable. I feel like it would improve my performance to maybe do more of it. But yeah, so we did that and had some good food and had a good time. And so while I was in Milwaukee, years ago, I must, because I've only been to Milwaukee to do shows. So I've never like actually spent time in Milwaukee. And years ago, I had met this gentleman on there, and we have just like kind of maintained contact since, like not a lot, but you know, we chat here and there. And a very attractive, if you remind me, I'll show you later a picture of him, gentleman. And he like, we messaged right away when he saw me in town. He's like, oh, we have to get together. And I was like, he's like, when are you here? And I'm like, I'm only here for 3 days. And he's like, oh, okay, well, those are like my busiest 3 days because I work 3 jobs.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So he's a personal trainer.
Hot.
Yeah. So he basically had like time frames from, because he works all 3 jobs the 3 days I was there. So he had from like 3 a.m. till 6 a.m. open, and then like from 10 a.m. till like 1 available to like hang out essentially between the jobs. I was like, well, 10 to 1's kind of gone because we're going to be doing stuff. And then I'm like, well, I guess we're going to make 3 to 6 work, but
Did
it's
you
not
go
really
over this
ideal.
man's house at 3 a.m.?
Oh no, it's worse than that.
Oh, God.
So we're trying to make this work, and it comes down to the last night that we're there, and it's just like I hadn't really heard from him, but he was bartending, so I was like, he's not obviously like sitting on his phone. And so it was like midnight, and I was like, finally, well, first I had to make sure that because we were staying with my friend's brother, even though I wanted to get a hotel because I knew I was going to be a not Christian woman, but I felt like her brother kind of, I don't want to say felt offended, but just like would have like felt weird if I didn't stay there, you know? So I was like, I'll stay here, and they have a nice house, so it was whatever. But I just wanted to make sure they didn't have like an alarm, because they also have a newborn baby. And I was like, oh God, can you imagine like sneaking out at 3 a.m. and like waking up the baby and like them? So we had to like come up with this lie to make sure they didn't have an alarm. So they didn't. But anyway, so I went to bed at like midnight. I hadn't heard from him, and I was like, well, it's probably not going to happen. So I said, if I just like naturally wake up in that time frame and I see a message from him, then it is meant to be and it's going to happen. So I woke up at 5 a.m. to a message from him, several messages from him saying, hey, let's do this. To which I'm like, I'm sorry, it's like 5. I know you have to work at the gym at 6. Can we still make something happen? He's like, yeah, just come to the gym where I work. And I'm like, okay, so it says only 15 minutes away, which like Eau Claire, I'm like, oh, that's not bad, get in the car. No, Milwaukee, 15 minutes away. It's a very different situation. So I get in the car, I put my contacts in, and I'm driving, and like you have to get onto like freaking freeways and shit. I didn't think that.
The infrastructure in Milwaukee is not very good.
Yeah, no, horrible. I'm driving my friend's car, so it's not my car I'm used to. And I'm not even shitting you. I get like just onto the freeway about 5 minutes into the 15-minute thing, and my contact falls out of my eye.
Oh, no.
And so I'm like scrambling, trying to find the contact because I don't want to lose it because it's the only set I have with me. And then also like trying to drive 70 miles per hour in the rain in the morning, and it's still dark and foggy. It was a nightmare, and I was half blind. So I'm like, just closing the one eye. I'm licking my contact so it doesn't dry out, because I was going to try and put it back in when I get there, which I didn't do. But so if you can just visualize me one-eyed, licking a contact, driving 70 miles per hour down the road to this gym, which when I get there, I figured he's like just park in the back, which I figured is where staff parks, and he's got like an office or like some sort of like private place.
Yeah.
No. He goes, do you want to do it in my car or your car? And I'm
Sir?
like, and I'm like, well, I'm already here. I'm half blind. Like, this is happening. It's been years in the making. So we're going to do this. But I was like, I can't do this in my friend's car because that's just gross. And then I'm going to have to smell it. And knowing what I did in there.
How stinky is
well,
sex
it's
with
like
you?
not like stinky in a poopy way, but like stinky in like a
It smells like
sweat and
sweat
cum.
and cum, yeah.
Yeah, like sorry, it does.
It's a great combination.
So I'm like, well, we're gonna do it in your car because it's a little bit bigger. So he's sitting in the driver's seat, and he's got like an SUV type, but not like a big SUV, but like a smaller SUV. And he like pops the automatic thing, and I'm like, oh, I guess we're just like, okay, I'm doing this. So I like get in the back, and then he like closes it, but he's still in the driver's seat. So I had a moment of panic of like, oh my God, is this like, I might die. I didn't like share my location like I should, like my friend told me I should have before I left.
Yeah.
And like, I just figured he would have like at this point already been like working his way to the back. No, he's just like sitting in the driver's seat. And so I start panicking and like, where's the button to like get the hell out of here if I need to like fling out at like 30 miles per hour and it's dark. I'm half blind. I can't see anything. Then he starts making his way to the back. And okay, it was
with a knife.
Well, a knife, but not a sharp kind. But he starts making his way to the back. Again, it's dark still. I'm half blind. And he's climbing over stuff. And in my head, in my innocent head, I want to believe that it was sports equipment, but I'm potentially thinking it was like children's stuff, like car seats and toys. I couldn't fully tell. There was definitely like basketballs and baseball bats in there, which is also maybe alarming in its own way, but I swear I saw a car seat, but I could just be making this up. But whatever, we're already at it at this point, and this is how far we are. And so we did our exchange.
Mm-hmm. You always talk about the actual sex act itself, so
you want to know?
So precisely.
Oh.
You just say exchange.
Exchange,
I meant a gentleman.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know.
Continue.
So we had our exchange of
fluids.
Mm-hmm. And I wish I would have not been half blind because he was very attractive he's a personal trainer, so, and a firefighter. He's got a very, very lovely body.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah, it was great.
And you didn't get murdered.
I didn't get murdered. It was fast. I got home, got my contact rehydrated, and that was good. But then it was like really awkward because then afterwards he's like, I wish you weren't leaving. I would like to take you to dinner. And I was like, this is so funny because like maybe we should have done that first and then like had sex. But you know, welcome to gay life.
Welcome to gay life.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So yeah, I mean, we're still
wild though. In the back of a car.
In the back of a car, potentially. Which, like, this is why I'm convinced maybe he's not. Maybe it wasn't children's stuff and he's not in a relationship because, like, I don't feel like most people who are, like, DL would, like, ask you to go to dinner. And that's, like, the thing is, like, our conversations prior to that have been, like, getting to know each other stuff, not just sexual stuff.
Well, and also the fact that he has 3 jobs tells me he probably doesn't. Well, maybe he does have a kid.
Yeah, I don't know.
Children are expensive.
Yeah.
Huh.
It was weird.
I have many questions.
I have lots too that probably will never get answered, and that's okay.
I
don't need them to. I had a good time, and that's really all that matters to me. Yeah. So,
something under your eye.
This eye? Does it look like jizz?
Yes.
It's my face lotion, yeah. You want to lick it and make sure?
No, I'm good.
It was a little leftover treat from Milwaukee. Yeah, so I did think about getting a hotel several times while I was there because there was a lot of inquisitions. Is that the right word? For spending time with me?
Propositions.
What is an inquisition?
Like the Spanish Inquisition. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
I don't know what that is, but I'm glad that you're loving it.
It's Monty Python.
Inquiry, that's the word I was thinking
Inquiry.
of.
Yes, that's a better word than Inquisition, yes.
Look at me. I'm like trying to learn bigger words, and I'm getting there.
Inquisition isn't necessarily anyway, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, well,
not a fucking
inquiries.
English. I'm not a fucking English professor. Propositions, proposals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just like thought it would be weird to just like stay a few nights at my friend's brother's and then all of a sudden the third night be like, I'm getting a hotel.
Well, I think about like pretty much every time I go to Milwaukee or, you know, me and my husband go to Minneapolis, the thought is always in the back of my head of like, we should get a hotel. I don't like shitting in other people's houses.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
But for the same reason, especially when I'm traveling solo, I'm like, do I want to stay at my friend's house for free or do I want to buy a hotel so I can be a slut?
Yeah, I always go with buying a hotel to be a slut. This was the first time I didn't.
I never do because I'm a coward.
It's always worth it.
But the thing is, I will straight up tell my friends, yeah, I got a hotel because I want to be a whore. So
yeah. My friends always know that that's what's going to happen. Yeah. They don't need to even question it anymore.
Of course.
And, but I didn't. And I still was able to have a good time. And my friend was not judgmental about it and was very supportive. yeah, Milwaukee was lovely.
And then how was Chicago? Did you have any gentlemen in Chicago?
Yes, but it was different.
Is that the guy that looked like me?
No, well, that did happen. So yes, we get to Chicago, get to our hotel, lovely hotel. And we didn't really have much of a plan because I actually like lived in Chicago for like a brief period of time. So like I've been many times. Like there's not any like sightseeing specific things where I'm like, oh, I want to see that or whatever because I've seen it all.
Mm-hmm.
But I just definitely wanted to see some drag shows, visit some friends, and just kind of chill more than anything. I don't have a lot of time where I just get to like relax.
Yeah.
So that was the vibe. Yep. Spent a lot of time talking on the applications about some propositions. It is wild how much better the proposies are in a big city.
Well, this is what I talk about this is what I mean when I talk about like the gay desire to move to a big city. It's just there's so many more people.
Yeah.
And like I love our little community here, but you know, we're blessed, #blessed, because we live like, you know, an hour and a half away from Minneapolis. So when I need my fix of, you know, going to a fetish night at a bar, I can go to Minneapolis because they do them monthly there because there's enough people to sustain that.
Right.
But yeah, there's so much, it's such a bigger community, which is why people have the gay desire to move to larger cities.
Yeah. I mean, I see it for sure. I understand it. I get it. But I feel like there's also a lot of other things that come with that. And
higher rent, more crime, all the crime in the big cities. It's terrible.
It is. Yeah. I got mugged 4 times.
In Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
Like this trip or in general?
This trip alone. Every day I got mugged. I'm just kidding.
By the same guy. He was just following you.
Yeah, he was following me. It was myself in a mirror.
Just wake up in your hotel room, money. Pull a switchblade and like, give me your money.
Yeah. Yeah, I love to role play myself.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, I don't. And then, yeah, like there's obviously more opportunities to see things and experience things too in a big city, which like I get it. I don't know if I would want it all the time. Like it's kind of exhausting too.
Yeah.
Which like I have friends who live, like I have one of my best friends lives in Chicago who listens to the pod.
Shout out friend,
Kevin.
Hi Kevin. I'm Chance.
You've met Kevin.
Ever met Kevin?
I think so. He's from here, but you probably have. Anyways,
Kevin, have we met? Comment below.
He will. Like a lot of times when I talk to him, he's just like, yeah, I just like hung out at home. Like, I mean, it's not like they're going out and like raging every night. Like I get that. So it's like, I feel like it does become redundant as well. So I don't know if it like would lose its lacklusterness if you were in it every day.
Lose its luster.
Lackluster.
Lackluster means you already lost your luster.
It would be lackluster. Lose its luster.
There you go.
Got it.
Great.
Cool.
No, I think so too. Because I've told you before, like I've been feeling the gay urge to move to a big city. Not that, you know, we really want to move or have plans to move, but you know, the feeling is like, oh, it would be nice to live in a bigger city with a larger community. But yeah, the thing about living in small towns is I'm used to it. So I'm used to like the pace of life in small towns. And I worry that I wouldn't love the pace of life in big city. I think I probably would, but you know, how long does it last?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I think about it a lot. I think about like what maybe like in like 5 to 10 years, like if I keep working really hard here, where I could keep my business and do like a month here and then a month somewhere else and like be able to afford a
place in both places.
Yeah, a place in both places. And I think about that pretty seriously because I do enjoy like going and doing things and getting to experience that and just like having, you know, that stuff available and readily available. But yeah, I don't think I would want it all the time. I don't know. But then again, I have never experienced living in a big city like that as an out individual. And I've never experience being in a bigger city for long periods of time. So when I do go, like I make the most of it. So it's kind of exhausting.
Yeah.
So it's probably not like that. Well, I know it's not like that all the time,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should buy a house in Minneapolis, but like a big house.
Okay.
And then have a bunch of roommates and then make a commune, gay commune in Minneapolis. And then you can keep your place here. You'll have 5 other people paying the rent there. And end of idea.
I hate that idea.
It's a good idea.
I don't want other people in my house and anywhere I live.
That's fair.
I get what you're saying. I love that for you. It's not a journey I want to be on.
Well, mostly I need you involved because
you
have better credit than me.
Yeah, I think what would like probably be ideal is like because like I live in a rental here that I could rent this, but like I don't need to rent. I guess I wouldn't need to worry about renting my Eau Claire home.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be nice to find a place in a bigger city that I could do like a Airbnb or like a longer term rental, like a month-to-month rental with someone.
Yeah.
So then like a traveling nurse or something, and they could like stay for a month and then like they leave and then I come for a month. Something like that. So that would be probably more of the realm of what I would do.
No, I think big orgy fuck house. Well, I tried.
I could become that when I'm there. I just don't. I don't know. Like, I also would feel weird if like I lived in an apartment with people and like was inviting trade over, and there's like people in the bedroom next door.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I did that for a while.
Yeah, that's gross.
When I lived with my brother and sister-in-law, and I would have guys over, and they could definitely hear me.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, Thanks, Jake.
That's
and
why
Jess.
I was the party.
You're the park person.
The park girl.
When I lived just living in apartments in general, as far as like sex noises, is, kind of weird, especially in small town when you're not, you're not surrounded by other queer people constantly, so they might hear the weird noises that happen sometimes during specific types of queer sex and get concerned. But I think of when I lived in the next town over. I mean, that's basically still Eau Claire. The shit that probably came out of that apartment, rough.
Yeah.
The time I was in Milwaukee and my friends were gone, but I was staying in their apartment and I had a guy over and I made him walk on all fours like a dog. But this fucking dumbass, it's 3 a.m. We're on the upper unit of a duplex. This guy doesn't like soft step. No, he fucking clomps to the bedroom. Pretty good sex.
What do you want him to do?
Just like kind of,
You have him on all fours.
Softer. Yeah, but you don't have to like fucking bang your knee on the ground at 3 a.m. when there's a kid downstairs. He didn't know there was a kid downstairs, but he had to know we were on the upper unit of a duplex.
I don't know. Maybe he didn't think he was that loud. Maybe you should be nicer.
Yeah, he was focused on other things anyway.
Yeah, you probably had a butt plug in him.
No. Did I have I had my belt as a leash on his neck though, yeah. So
love that.
Anyway. The gay urge to move to a big city. How do you, because not everyone can afford to move to a big city. So how do you think people should make the most of living in their queer lives in small towns, kind of like we are?
I don't know. I think they're just doomed for an awful life.
Yeah, probably.
Rest of their life. I'm just kidding. I think truly like the one thing about like queer people is like our ability for, I'm going to shoot for a big word here that may not make sense, but I think it does, escapism. Where I think that's why like so many queer people are involved in like the arts of like, whether it be like being actual artists or like stylists or hair designers or whatever, is that we create our own realities from a life that is maybe not always so beautiful. And we try to find and create beauty within that. So I think like that's really the best thing you can do is just like find your own form of escapism, and whether that be through the movies or through finding a few good friendships, whether they're queer people or not, just supportive relationships, finding those moments and opportunities to get away and get to the bigger city and get those moments when you need them. But yeah, trying to create those opportunities in the best way possible. I always say like the worst you're going to get is a no. And honestly, at the end of the day, if you don't try, it'll never happen anyways. So go for it. If you want to have a leather fetish night in your small town bar, I say show up in your best harness and
chaps and
butt plug up your ass and come in and howling at all of them and then shit in the corner and leave.
We did that. Speaking of butt plugs and shitting in corners, at our last drag show, we did have 2 pups show up.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, I told them, I was like, I just want to say thank you guys for coming, because like, thank God I'm not the only person who walks around this bar in a fucking harness. So
yeah,
I always appreciate it when
they seem nice too. I didn't really get like a super chance to talk to them because they left pretty quickly.
Yeah,
but that was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah.
So I hope they listen. Shout out pups.
The puppies.
Didn't get your names.
The little pupsters.
Yeah.
So I think I have a budding romance from Chicago.
Yes, please tell me about this.
So I was having conversation and I ended up talking to this guy. I still don't know a lot of details, so I know you're going to ask me immediately what band he plays for, and I don't know the answer to that currently.
Do you know his name?
Yes, Dustin.
Do you know his last name?
No, not yet. That's not important to me at this moment.
That's fair.
But we started chatting on the application, and it was, again, I don't know what it was, but it was always like the last nights that I'm at places just seems to be the
night,
the double down night. So he was there doing a concert and staying at a hotel near the hotel I was at, and we had kind of just been chatting most of the day, and then he had to go play his gig, and then I was going to do my things, and he was like, hey, after if I get done with my gig fast enough and I can get to the bar you're at, I want to come like watch a show with you. I need to like be around queer people, because the band that he's in, I'm assuming they're not like a queer band, you know, like it's, he's like, I need to be around queer people. I'm kind of around these like, I don't know what kind of
people.
It's punk music, I'm assuming, is from what I've gathered and listening to. I know.
think I'm gonna like this guy.
So
did you tell him about the pod? Is he listening?
He is not yet. I have not told him about it yet.
Oh. Hey, Dustin, listen to the pod.
We'll get there. So yeah, we were just like chatting all day about pretty much everything, you know, the whole thing you do when you're first talking to someone.
Yeah.
Going over every detail of your life, just full
to no end.
Full into the deep end of the pool. Why not tell
Love
them
it.
about your entire traumas and history? And
Except didn't tell him about the podcast.
because I want people to get to know me and not just for my celebrity.
That's fair.
So we were chatting. His gig ended up going late, and I was like, we were kind of like ready to be done where we were at, and I was staying in a hotel room with a friend, so I like could have respectfully had him come over. My friend would have been fine with it because we weren't planning on like really having sex. We were like, well, we probably end up making out at some point, but the sex was the least of the.
So this is a romance.
Well, so he also then couldn't have me at his hotel because he was staying with his band, you know, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, well, why don't you just come over and like we can just hang out in the lobby of my hotel and talk. And then if you're gonna kill me, I'll at least have to do it in the lobby in front of people. Well, we got back late, so there was no one in the lobby, so he could have killed me there, not in front of people. But yeah, so he came over and we just hung out and talked for like an hour or two in the lobby and hung out. And then this is so embarrassing. There was a bathroom right there, and several times I was like, should I just take him in the bathroom and blow him quick? Like,
did you?
No, I didn't, because there was security looming around. So
Coward.
I didn't want to get kicked out of the fucking hotel on the like.
You're two men going to the bathroom. Maybe you both got a pit. Yeah, it's suspicious. Never mind.
Yeah. they would have known exactly what was happening in that bathroom stall. So yeah, I walked him out, and then we had a nice little kiss, and yeah, then he messaged me in the morning, and yeah, we've been chatting ever since.
Romance.
Yeah, he's currently touring around right now. I think he's in Chattanooga today. Yeah, they're doing like a show every night for the next like 3 weeks.
You gotta figure out what his band is called.
I will. But yeah, he's not from around here. He's not from the Chicago area either.
This is the guy that reminded you of me?
No, that was another.
Guy. Okay.
Yeah, that guy messaged me on a different application that I normally don't get a lot of attention on. In that, like in a sexual way, like it's more for like dating kind of thing. But yeah, this guy messaged me that like gave me very much Chance vibes of, he was cute. It wasn't, he just like he had a cigarette fetish.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be smoking whenever you were doing anything to him. And he had a big penis.
Nice.
And I don't know if that.
So what of these? I was gonna say, what of these attributes
it was just like
you of
I
me?
could see you like smoking a cigarette while someone was going down on you.
I mean, theoretically, but I don't like smoking inside.
Okay.
Because it's gross.
Yeah.
So that's weirdly where I draw the line. I did, however, I told you this on Saturday when we were talking about this. When I was in college, I had a dude who would regularly throat fuck me, and he would smoke cigarettes while he was doing it.
Yeah.
Which was kind of hot.
Yeah, this guy was attractive.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know, like it wasn't like I looked at him and went, oh, he like looks like Chance. It was just like, oh, this guy's giving me Chance vibes.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. It was just something.
The only way he looks like me is in the way that all bald bearded men kind of look alike.
Yeah, he was bald.
All bearded white guys. So.
Had the mustache, the beard. He had a hairy chest and stomach.
Yeah.
It was just like a similar build to you too. You know, it was just very.
Well, we're best friends.
Yeah.
You know what?
I didn't end up hooking up with him though.
Now's the time to tell you that was me.
Okay.
I made a profile on that application specifically to catfish you with a
picture of someone that looks kind of like you.
That looks kind of like me.
Okay, well, that was a lot of work
it
for
didn't
nothing.
work because you didn't try to hook up with me.
Well, I did. I was just a very busy gal.
Yeah.
Just living my best life.
You were a little busy little whore, busy little harlot.
Yeah.
Good for you though. I mean, what else is big cities for?
Yeah. I didn't really like in the scheme of things. Is that a right word? I don't know.
In the grand scheme of things?
In the grand scheme of things, I really didn't do much sexual activity. It was more just, it was nice to have the attention and to have the desire of the men of the world.
Yeah. I do just like the attention because I pay for Sniffy's premium because it's not that expensive.
Yeah, my friend told me to go on it and I forgot to go on Sniffy's in Chicago.
You should have.
I know. He's like, it's wild down there.
I sometimes travel because when you pay for it, they have an iOS application now, which is nice.
Yes.
Sponsored by Sniffy's.
Oh, also Kevin does make apps. So if you want to make Gaydar happen.
Oh, Kevin, hit me up.
Yeah.
I can't pay you. Travis can though.
Chance can pay you in sexual favors.
I
Kevin.
can pay you in sexual favors, and I am willing to. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So when you pay for Sniffy's premium, you can like travel to different cities. So sometimes I will travel to like Minneapolis.
So you
or
can
Chicago.
pay for Sniffy's premium, but you can't pay for an app to be built.
Yes. Because Sniffy's premium doesn't cost like 20 grand.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it was like $24 for a year. Great deal. I don't remember how much it costs. Sponsored by Sniffy's. Sniffy's, reach out. Sponsor us, please. Anyway, so you can travel to different cities, and sometimes I'll do that to like Minneapolis or Chicago or Milwaukee just to
get some
see
attention.
It. And it is overwhelming. There's so many people. And there's so many like out people. There's so many face pics, which is weird for around here, around Eau Claire, small towns. And then there's so many like gangbang, cum dump, glory hole, all this stuff because you can host the event, so you see it. And so you'll see like these pump and dumps that have like 60 people attending.
Ooh.
And it's like, that's so many people.
I love that.
There's so much cum.
Ugh.
Jealous.
Kind of gross to think about.
It is kind of gross, but it's also kind of hot. But there's also plenty of cruising in small towns. And if you think that there isn't plenty of cruising in small towns, you aren't looking.
Yeah. Yeah, I never did get on the Sniffies in Chicago, but the next time I go, I will get on it.
I mean, I can travel to Sniffies right now. We can look at what's going on in Chicago.
I'm okay.
I'm more interested in what's going on in like Omaha, Nebraska, you know?
That is so wild that you literally just mentioned that story because I'm going that city, not that story. I'm going to be going there, I think, in like 2 weeks.
For what?
To meet someone.
Oh.
So I'll have a story about that, I'm sure.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I think it's from my grinder, like with we've talked about this before, how they with like a new update or something where like your profile will show up in random cities. And I was showing up in Omaha, Nebraska.
That's so wild.
It is really a weird random, but I've been chatting with this gentleman from there for quite a while now, like a couple months, pretty consistently. And I just want to go and see if there's any connection there in real life and have a good old time. He said there's a really lovely zoo there that we can go to.
I do love a zoo.
Yeah.
I know zoos are problematic, but I love a zoo.
Yeah. I love caged animals.
Mm-hmm. I know you do.
Yeah, I'll be like, see that tiger? That's going to be you in 3 hours. In a small and...
Gonna tie you up and leave you in your own closet.
Yep. So, yeah, Omaha, I'll be there. Hit me up if you listen from Omaha.
What should Travis do in Omaha?
Get steaks. Isn't that what they're known for?
I don't fucking know.
I think that's a whole
I
thing.
don't even know where Omaha is. Nebraska, I know, but I don't know. I have no...
It's like literally like dead center United States.
I was going to say, I genuinely have no concept of where Nebraska is, but yeah, dead center of the United States sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's like probably 12-hour drive.
Damn.
Yeah, I thought about flying, but it's not worth the money to fly there.
It's not worth the danger of flying right now. Plane's going to flip over on the runway or some shit.
Oh my God, I'm flying to New Orleans on this weekend.
You're going to be fine.
I also booked my flight to Dublin.
Yeah, when are you going then?
End of May.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're just abandoning me. I'm just stuck in Wisconsin.
I'm a traveling woman.
Yeah. Businesswoman.
Hoeing around the world.
Well, get us some listeners in Dublin.
I am going to try.
Great. Comment below where you're listening from, by the way.
Yeah.
Engagement.
I just enjoyed my time in the big city, getting the attention that I deserve.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come back from that high to the reality of home and you get on the app here and then you just feel disgusted.
Yeah. Do you actively hit people up or on the apps around here? Like locals?
Like, what do you mean hit them up?
Like, do you
like
message
hit them?
Yeah,
yes, I do hit them with my car preferably.
Yes. Do you initiate conversation with anyone local around here?
Only ones that I've like had previous encounters with. I do not do a lot of new. I prefer to be chased than be the chaser.
That's fair.
Yeah. No, I don't really. No, unless I think they're like pretty, then I usually tell them they're pretty. Like not like a flirtatious way. Like I'm just like, you're really attractive. Or sometimes I'll say, you're really attractive. You should do drag.
That's good.
Yeah. Recruitments.
I usually try to avoid like hitting people up because I'm like, most of the time they don't respond if I do, which is fine. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm in a little niche, you know, I'll let the people who want me come to me.
Yeah, same. I'm a niche character as well. So yeah, I mean, I have plenty of, it's not that I'm living in squalor here of not getting any attention. Yeah. I get what I want when I want it, but
I don't get enough. I'll say I don't get enough attention in general, not just on the apps. I need more attention.
See, I get plenty of sexual attention. I don't get any like emotional attention. So I think that's what I seek more than that, because it's like I could easily get, right now I could log on that sucker and get what I want.
I think you're doing great. This is emotional attention I'm giving you right now.
I don't want it from you, though.
For those of you who are just listening, I'm just gently patting Travis's knee right now.
That was weird.
Yeah. It was.
Yeah. No. So yeah. Yep. That's all I have to say about
the homosexual urge to move to a big city.
Yeah. It's there, but there's a lot of great things happening here too. So I'm good being home. I like the world that I've created. I have really wonderful friends here. A really wonderful business that is doing well, and I love going to work every day, which I know is a huge blessing because most people hate their jobs. And I'm surrounded by a lot of really great people here. Maybe not necessarily a ton of queer people, but there's a lot of queer supporting people here that are just really lovely. And I've found a really good group of people to be around. And we have lots of great drag things happening, which is what I want to talk about in the next episode. So yeah, I'm happy here. I'm not miserable. It is like you go through like the ups and downs and in life and everything. And it is hard when you like go from that intense high of being in a big city and getting like all the attention that you could possibly want to then coming home to like
just being like,
yeah, the same two people and like, oh, okay, what do I do now? All right, come on over, Clifford.
Yeah. See you, big red dog. I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got a big red dog. Yeah, he should get that checked.
Yeah. It's like, no thanks.
No, we have a lot. We're lucky that we live in a small city that has a lot of queer and queer friendly stuff going on.
Yeah.
If you're in a real small town, I get it. I mean, I was there when I was a kid. Travis was there. It sucks. You have to try to make the most of it. And if, you're miserable, do your best to escape. I know that's easier said than done, but
yeah,
it's possible.
Word.
Yeah,
I think that's all for this episode.
Wrap this one up.
Wrap it up.
Email us. We haven't had Dear Chloe in a while.
No, our last one was good though. So
it was good.
We need some more.
So
we need some more people asking questions or telling us their personal drama.
Yeah. Tell us your personal drama, sex stories. Are we relatable? What do you want to hear us talk about?
Yeah.
Send us a message.
Tell us. We do keep getting a lot of, I should say, I don't know about you. I'm sure you do too, but a lot of people are very much wanting us to start having guests on here.
Mm-hmm.
And we will very soon. I know we keep saying that, but we will. We're waiting for the right moments.
Yes.
And we will have lots of guests, and we have lots of people who do want to tell us their experiences as lesbians or non-binary or whatever trans people in our small town, because we have all of that representation and really great people who can give you some insight on that, and that will be coming soon. So, but in the meantime, what do you want Chance and I to do? Do you want us to do
kiss?
A Vaseline shirtless episode? That would never happen. Not happening.
I'd do it. Well, we'd have to put, that might have to wait until we get a studio because we'd have to put plastic on your couch.
Yeah. Well, there's been much worse on this couch than Vaseline.
Yeah, that's why there's a blanket over the back of it to cover up the sin. I was wondering why this middle one is crusty. Is there cum all over this blanket too? Okay, that's gonna wrap it up. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Small Town Big Gays is hosted by Travis Gorell and me, Chance Smith. Production and editing is by me, Chance. Our music is 1 a.m. by TYB. You can check out his music. Links are in the episode description. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at STBG Pod. Links to those and our own social medias can be found in the episode description as well. Tell us what you want to hear about on future episodes or write into Dear Chloe by emailing smalltownbiggays@gmail.com. And do me a favor, check out Slay What with Bree and Ariel, the new horror podcast I'm producing. You can go to strangehavenstudios.com for more on that and everything else I'm getting up to. Okay, bye.
No longer thinking, when is it all gonna end? Make up the break up over and over again.